Greetings and salutations, YouTubers. This is ZillaFan85, and I've got a new video for you today. With this video, I wanted to go ahead and talk about a film. It's sort of a not very well-known film, but it's one that I watched ever since I was a young kid. I probably shouldn't have watched it then because it is kind of on the graphic side, and it did give me nightmares as a kid. So I still have some kind of bugs in the system, I guess, if you will, you know what I mean. I still get affected by it today when I watch it, even though I really love the movie. And of course, I am talking, as you can see here, about the movie Project Metalbeast, also known as Project Metalbeast DNA Overload. Like I said, this is a not very well-known movie. It's in that B horror / sci-fi movie status, low budget. Not really produced by a major film company. It was actually produced by Prism Pictures, Blue Ridge Entertainment. So like I said, on the low budget side. But it's a movie, like I said, that I really loved. I think when I first saw it, I think I was about 10 years old, and again, since it is kind of on that graphic side, it was not the best idea for me to watch it. It was on Cinemax at the time, and I stayed up late because that's me, watching horror movies and sci-fi and this and that. That's just how I am. But like I said, I love the movie nonetheless, even if I do get nightmares from it still to this day. It's a really cool film. It's directed by Alessandro De Gaetano, and it's actually got a really good cast in it. It stars Kim Delaney as the main character, Dr. Anna De Carlo, Barry Bostwick, also one of the main characters. He plays Colonel Miller, and then you've got Kane Hodder in the film. He's actually playing the Metalbeast. So obviously he'll most be noted as playing Jason Voorhees. So that was really awesome that they got him to play the Beast, of course. And then you've also got Musetta Vander, and I usually equate her because she played Sindel in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. So, which, not the best of films, certainly not a good follow-up to the original Mortal Kombat movie, but she did a good job as Sindel nonetheless. So that's some cool stuff that I like to point out there. The plot of the film, it's essentially what they're trying to do is create, it's the government trying to create a super soldier. So it's sort of that story being told, which is, nothing new. But this one was definitely what I thought a unique take on it, though, because basically it's a werewolf movie where they're searching for the blood of a werewolf, and then want to use it, to create, again, like super soldiers that are able to transform at will and be put in combat situations, with this shape-shifting ability to become werewolves. So that was a really cool take on it. And the beginning of the film starts out with them retrieving the werewolf blood, but basically things go awry when the character Butler he's not the most stand-up of people, you would say, and so he wants to make himself a beast, werewolf, and use this ability, but things kind of go awry with this. It starts out in 1974, and he ends up being stopped by Colonel Miller, and then cryogenically frozen along with other people that he attacked and killed, I should say, and they're all cryogenically frozen in this government facility. And then it fast forwards 20 years in 1994, when obviously a group of scientists working at that facility unwittingly become part of this whole super soldier experiment. They're working on this synthetic tissue, which becomes like metal, basically. So Miller, who ends up coming back to the facility. He's one of the only surviving members from the incident that happened 20 years prior. Gets them to he unfreezes Butler's character, or the character of Butler, I should say, and they unwittingly start grafting the metallic skin to him, and obviously his overall plot is to essentially create a werewolf with metallic skin. So definitely a unique take on this whole super soldier thing, as well as the whole werewolf movie concept as well. So it's something that I really, really enjoyed with the film. Obviously, things get out of control, with the whole thing, and Miller obviously can't handle it, and the Beast, goes on a rampage essentially, and it's up to Dr. DeCarlo and any other surviving members in the facility at that point to try and stop the Beast. So that's the basic plot of it. But it's a really cool film. That's why I kind of wanted to talk about it today. It's one that I usually do watch around this time of year, Halloween time, when I'm in my full-on horror mode, if you will. I'm a huge horror fan in general, sci-fi horror. But, obviously it stands to reason that Halloween time is one of my favorite times of the year. As I had previously stated, in my last video, Halloween is, again, one of, if not my favorite holiday of the year. So I always look forward to this time, always go crazy decorating, and of course watching horror movies and this and that. So, so I try to have fun with it. And again, this is a movie that I really loved, have watched it many times ever since I was a kid, even if it does scare the dickens out of me, if you will. But I'll continue to watch it. I actually was just watching it the other night and had already kind of planned to make this video because I wanted to talk about this film. I don't think it gets enough recognition, as far as I'm concerned, because again, it's a B horror movie, sci-fi / horror. I guess you could put it in that sort of combo category. You know what I mean? So, but nonetheless, I happen to like it. Of course, that's only, my opinion of the movie anyway. I've seen a few other YouTube videos on Project Metalbeast, but not that many, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to give my take on it. The film was actually made in 1995. Obviously, again, the events, it starts out, the events in the film take place in 1974 and then fast forward to 1994. But again, though, the film itself was from 1995. So it's a 90s, a 90s product, with obviously mainly practical effects used. And again, it's a low budget, but I think they did a really good job with what they had. And again, for a low budget, B movie like this, the fact that they got such a good cast in it is to me astounding. So and it definitely adds to it. Barry Bostwick's character of Colonel Miller, as you can kind of tell from my description, he's essentially the main human antagonist, if you will, and he does a really, really good job. He plays a real son of a bitch, if you will. So he's really awesome. I got to meet him in person at Spooky Empire, several years back. My friends and I got our picture with him. And of course, I've also met Kane Hodder. He was also at Spooky Empire. I had both of them sign my because I have the VHS copy of the movie. I got a DVD copy later, but the VHS copy, though, I got both of them to sign it. And it's really, really. It's really, really kind of, to me, an awesome artifact, just the fact that I've got it. So, even if I don't watch VHS anymore, I'll just keep it just as a collector's item, of course. So, so I was really, really excited about that. And I had a lot of fun talking to them, including talking about Project Metal Beast. Barry, especially, he actually really appreciated, me discussing Project Metal Beast with him. And, I don't want to give too much away, so I'm not going to really give too much as far as spoilers go. I'm not really going to show any extra pictures other than what I've got up here. So this is. I mean, I'm not going to say this is more of like a True Blue podcast, but this is kind of, I kind of do my own take on it. But I'm just going to kind of, keep it with this and not really show anything else. But trust me though, it doesn't disappoint, or at least I feel that way anyway. So if any of you are interested, I definitely recommend the movie. Not really too much else I'm going to talk about. I will say this, the ending of the film did kind of set up for a sequel to be made, but unfortunately, 23 years later, we're still waiting on that, so I wouldn't hold your breath there. And I hope they don't remake, and not that they ever will, for a movie that's so basically unknown as this. But of course nowadays if they do, I'm sure they'd CGI the heck out of it, and I'm not I'm not the biggest fan of CGI. I prefer practical effects, or at least what I prefer is a good use of practical effects with a bit of CGI to aid where it's really needed, and a nice blending of the two is what I really prefer as far as special effects go. Essentially to what you saw in the original Jurassic Park film, which still to this day holds up amazingly, better than any of the other Jurassic Park films, in my opinion. That original one, that includes the Jurassic World films as well. So, but again, that's my own opinion. But I think that they really hit it out of the park with that. So, this one here, obviously, mainly using practical effects, and I really like that. So, so again, if any of you are interested, I definitely recommend checking out the movie. Some of you may not find it as scary, but again, I was originally about 10 years old when I first saw it, so it did kind of have that kind of effect on me then, you know what I mean? Like I said, I was a bit young to be watching a movie, like this, I guess you would say, but, I've done, watched some other ones too, but this one just always seems to get to me, though. I don't know. But I still, like I said, I still watch it and will always watch it. It's, especially around this time of year, love being able to do so. So I think that, that's about it for what I was going to discuss here. So with that, and that'll pretty much bring us to the end of the video. Like I said, I wasn't going to get into too much, just kind of wanted to give my own little take on it and discuss the film a bit with you guys. But other than that, though, I do thank you so much for watching. If you would like to subscribe, please feel free to do so. If you would like to like and or comment on any of my videos, please feel free to do so as well. Again, if any of you are interested, I definitely recommend, again, just for my personal preference, so it's up to you, but I recommend checking this film out. Like I said, I happen to really like it. I think Project Metal Beast is a really cool take on the whole super soldier and werewolf movie genres. So, but other than that, though, folks, that does wrap it up. So just remember, though, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, you be good to yourselves, and sayonara.